Here it is. Here it is, guys. Here it is. This is what we've been waiting for. All right, here we go. Let's see what they tell us. All right, boys. Show me something good. I just want to know that my game is going to do good for the next year. Why does she have a spot of blood on her ass? I have so many questions. August?
Since the dawn of time, humankind has been obsessed with the
Oh, that's
hard.
not good. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's bad.
Now, a glorious morning has dawned.
That's not
On
good.
something that simply
They showed no gameplay
hard.
whatsoever, and they announced it in August. That's so bad. All right, guys. So if you don't know, the First Descendant is being delayed till August 7th. We just learned about this during the Summer Next Fest. I don't think a lot of people were ready for a delay until August 7th. We're going to read through what their developers say. We're going to check out the website. We're going to look at the pre-registration. And I'm going to kind of give my thoughts on it. So, let's just kind of go from there, right? All right. Greeting Descendants. This is the director of First Descendant. Today at Summer Games Fest, we unveiled a teaser trailer for the Season 3 and officially announced the new season will launch on August 7th. All right. I'm going to like abridge a lot of this. If you want to read the actual tweet, you can go read it. If you want to read the website, you can read it, but I am going to skim through this and just read it to you very quickly. So we know many Descendants were hoping to experience Season 3 earlier, and we're sorry we couldn't do that. Season 3 is a major update, including large-scale new content and structural expansions of the game. The dev team focuses primarily on quality and determines that we need more time to prepare, and we're asking for your understanding. To help us to deliver the best possible experience, we're going to be doing focus groups in July in North Korea, or in South Korea, not North Korea, Jesus, and North America. To me, when I read this, what this tells me is that the game is not done. You do not do focus groups unless you plan on making changes based on that feedback. And based on this, you should be able to, Ecto, you're a VIP. You do not make changes to a game that is already done. So, based on this, their game is not done. Better to delay and release a dead, buggy shit game on time? Absolutely. I think they should. Me personally, I am very worried at what this is going to do to the live game. Like, we're going to go more through this. I want to get through this tweet. My concern is, what is this going to do to the live game? They have not had a substantial update to this game in a very long time. And this is not really letting me know that they're doing anything substantial. And they have yet to showcase any of the content for Season 3. Which, to be fair, isn't that much of a surprise because we are actually 2 months out from the release and not 1 month. If we were 1 month out from the release, I would be a little bit more nervous. So basically, they're saying that they're going to take the feedback to help shape Season 3, which means, again, that Season 3 is not done. So in the meantime, they're going to be doing some in-game events to try to help keep people motivated. This is where things get super, super interesting. Starting Thursday, July 24th, they will be doing an open demo that allows all Descendants to briefly experience some of Season 3's content. In this demo, you can do a preview of the Axion field. You can do the new missions, and you can try out the Wall Crusher battle as a preview. My understanding from this is going to be that you will not be bringing your Descendants in. You will be using curated characters and curated builds to try this content out yourself ahead of time. You will also be able to use the hover bike, and you'll see some Season 3 cutscenes. Again, please keep in mind that they will be allowing you to play a demo which will restrict your ability to take your current builds, I'm assuming, into this content and see how it will fare with your actual Descendant. You will be able to play it in a very curated way that the developers want you to experience it. It's not necessarily a bad thing. All I'm saying is just please keep that in mind. How the Wall Crusher plays in a demo is going to be very different than how it plays when you and 4 of your buddies on Serena fuck its brains out. Just keep that in mind. The first anniversary showcase, Descendant Fest 2025, on July 2nd, they're going to be doing a special showcase to celebrate the first anniversary of the First Descendant. The date will obviously vary depending on where you live. We'll introduce more information about and content about Season 3, as well as a roadmap. So make sure you tune in on July 2nd to get more information about August 7th. First anniversary events. A wide variety of events to celebrate the first anniversary are going to happen both in-game and on the website. So if you're somebody like me that finds the website ones irritating as fuck, good news, you're going to be irritated. It's just one of those things where like you might as well just do everything in-game, because forcing people to go outside of the game to do things is just putting like the burden on your players, and you might as well just make all of the events in-game. You can obtain different in-game items through the first anniversary tokens, and there will be opportunities to win merch through drawings on the website. This response tell me they prepared for the disappointment well ahead of time. I don't think you're off base on that whatsoever, Wordu. Your sarcastic, jaded soul thinks they put more thought into their response than they did Serena. So this is where I'm getting really fucking confused. And hopefully we'll get more information on their website, which we'll cover here in a minute. So you can participate in a Season 3 pre-registration event right now. All pre-registration participants will immediately receive a normal Descendant selection box. So if you do not have all of the Descendants, you will get a free Descendant. And then additional rewards will be distributed as the pre-registration numbers reach their milestones. We will look at this in a minute, so don't worry. I'm not going to not inform you on what this is. I will say that if you're a current player, you probably should just go ahead and pre-register. It is free rewards, and if you're planning on continuing to pursue this game long term, why not get the free rewards? All right, a special note. If we reach our final goal of 1 million pre-registers, we plan on distributing an Ultimate Descendant selection box at the start of Season 3. Just so you guys know, SteamDB, First Descendant. In July, when this game first came out, at their peak, they had 262,000 concurrent players. If they're looking for pre-registrations, then remember this is on Steam, so we'll call that a cool million. They basically need everybody to turn out in order to hit this goal. This is a very, very lofty goal. I'm not saying it's unattainable, but just keep in mind that this is a very lofty goal, and I would be very excited for their team if they actually hit it. All right, guys, this is Randy the editor, and I just want to jump in here really quick. Judge was using SteamDB to show off the high point of the First Descendant. Unfortunately, that is probably not the measuring stick he should have used. He should have looked at the current player base. The current player base of this game is roughly 21,000 people at the game's peak on any given day right now. We get that number by taking the peak of around 7K players on Steam and then multiplying it by 3 to account for players across all platforms. So when Judge was saying this was a lofty goal, he was not lying. Additionally, Dev Livestream is scheduled for Thursday, June 12th. I would not want to be in that room when that happens, but we will cover it. The broadcast will cover new updates about Season 3 and our plans for June and July. And they want to thank everybody for their understanding. And what we are going to do is just skim down through the comments. We've got some people saying thank you. What in the world are we playing till August? So 2 months of absolutely nothing. How disappointing. I've been playing the game since launch until today. This is the worst lack of content ever. They delay it and delay it even more with excuses, improving more content. Now stop playing, can't defend this. This person here, you have to remember Season 3 was supposed to launch when Season 2.5 launched. So not only did it not launch when Season 2.5 launched, it's not going to launch at the end of the season's battle pass. It's not going to launch when they said it was going to launch based on GDC. It is actually launching in August at this time. Might want to add some mini expansions between now and August. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing more and playing on the 7th. 2 months without nothing but demos. Okay. Now connection issues aren't a problem. They're going to bring all the players in the world onto one server. Wow. Okay. August 7th. That's incredible knowing that there's this little content. The game will die because of these bad decisions. Please, a mini battle pass. You can't expect people are going to log in for no items for 2 months. Anyone else having trouble signing in? Man, 2 months with nothing is bad. So you can see there's definitely very, very, very mixed reviews on their news. So now let's go ahead and look at their pre-registration website and see what they have to say on here. So let's go ahead and look at the pre-registration and see what's going on here. So you can see you can pre-register here. I reach 1 million pre-registrations and all participants will get an ultimate descendant. You get basically one of the ultimate starters, Viessa, Lepic, or Ajax. At 50K pre-registrations, we are going to get one Crystal Cat, and we are going to get 2 30% boosters. We're at 2 of the sets. So this is 8 boosters. When we hit 50K. When we hit 200K pre-registrations, we will get 5 million gold and 500K Kuiper, and we will get 1 additional cat. At 400K pre-registrations, we will get a Transcendent mod selection box. Keep in mind, if you are somebody that's playing the game currently, this will probably only have Transcendent mods for the current Descendants and will not more than likely have Transcendent mods for future Descendants. And these boxes typically do not get updated to include new Descendants. Just keep that in mind. Ultimate weapon selection box. So this is great if you need your 35th last dagger. And then customization gift box at 1 million. Makeup, paint, hair, and dye. You can check the contents here, and we're going to get another catalyst. So basically, that is what you get for pre-registering. And then again, the demo itself will release on July 24th at midnight PDT. So if you do pre-register, you should get access to try the demo out. Please keep in mind that this will be a demo and more than likely will not be on your actual account. You will be playing with pre-built characters. So if you guys have followed anything I said, and you can go back and quote me on it, that once they drop last gen support, they will need roughly a month to see how the game stabilizes and how the game performs with the updates to the engine before they actually implement any new content. So I am fully not surprised. Once they said that they were going to drop last gen, and then everybody's expectation was that we were going to get the new season at the same time. I knew that was absolutely not happening. I was really expecting a mid-July launch, but the push to August is kind of a big deal. And the reason I think it's kind of a big deal is because there's not a lot going on right now. So I don't disagree with Riley, and I don't disagree with a bunch of our community members that everybody would rather not play the game for an additional 2 weeks and then have an absolute banger come out. And I think that if I'm speaking as a gamer and not a content creator, it is better for them to delay the game from the middle of July to the beginning of August if it is going to ensure a quality product for its consumers. I think that the First Descendants team is viewing this as a relaunch of their game. And I have said that, and I have been saying that for months. So for them, the hit in current players is not as impactful as the potential upside they could get if they could get 50 or 30% of the players who tried this game out in the past to come back. So if you're already at 3,000 or 4,000 concurrent players and you lose 10% of your player base, but then this update increases your player base by 5-fold, business-wise, it doesn't really matter if you lost 400 players or 400 concurrent players. So I think that is what people have to look at, even though you don't want to hear it, because you might be one of the people that will leave the game. I think that's the hardest part. So as a player, if they're going to re-release the game or like re-soft launch the game, I think that this is a good thing. My biggest concern as a player is that they have not shown me anything to keep me interested in the re-release. So what do I mean? They talk about the Axiom Plains. We have not seen the Axiom Plains. If we're all completely honest, open world zones and maps are not that interesting because there's typically nothing there. You go through them the first time, you do a couple farms on them, and then after that, you never go back to it, right? So the Axiom Plain only has me slightly excited. You're right, but that will be kind of a last chance for them, or a disappointment will be too high. I do think it's a last chance, Papa Bear. I do think it's a last chance. But cross your fingers, period. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Like I'm talking to you guys as a gamer and not as a streamer. As a streamer, this sucks. This is absolutely terrible. As a YouTube creator, this is absolutely terrible. Like, there's not a lot of people tuning in. There's not a lot of people checking out guides because nobody's playing the fucking game. Do you know what I mean? So, like, as a content creator, this sucks. Like, a 2-month delay, not what I expected, right? Like, Season 3 was supposed to come out 3 months ago. So it's not like it's a 2-month delay. It's like a fucking 7-month delay. So, like, as a content creator, this is terrible. But nobody cares about my opinion as a content creator. And you know what? It's not your job to. So I'm only going to talk about this as a gamer. My biggest concern as a gamer is that they've not showcased anything. So they talk about this new boss. We've not seen the boss. We've not seen the mechanics. We don't know how complicated it's going to be. We have no idea how often it's going to spawn. We have no idea what gear it's going to drop. We have no idea the impact it's going to have on the game. We're only hearing that it's going to be a game changer. The Axiom Plains, probably not going to be something people spend time in unless they do like Warframe, where there's a reputation system and whole new gear you can get there. The bikes, it's a traversal item. Like, it's not, if you told somebody you added a traversal item in any other game, people would be like, yeah, cool, whatever. So those are like the major selling points of this update. I am not being shitty, and I'm not talking bad about the game. But if, as a gamer, all I'm hearing is they're going to be adding a handful of items and they're pushing out the game 7 months to do these, I have a lot of, like, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on these things being good. And I told you guys when we were watching the Next Fest, I was more concerned with what they didn't show than what they did show. And effectively, they didn't show anything and they announced a delay. My fear is they're not going to get any new players. If they're not getting new players now, how are they going to get new players in Season 3? A lot of marketing. I feel like the road DE took with Warframe when they delayed Duvry for 2 years was supposed to come in December and they moved it to March to the next year. In the first week, it was unplayable despite delays. I mean, there's a chance that this could work out for them, and that's what I'm hoping on, but we all have to be honest as gamers, right? What up, Sal? They need to show something now if they want to get 1 million, not just a small trailer. I think that they need to show something. What up, God? As a gamer, I'm not excited to hear about this delay, but I understand it if it's going to be for the good of the game. But everything I'm being told is just, hey, trust us. It'll get better. Hey, watch this space. It's going to get better. Hey, we're going to delay things. It's going to get better. But if I look at the player counts and I look at how many people are playing and I look at how many of my friends are playing and I look at how many people are tuning out, the game has continued to do worse. So you're asking as a player to really, really put a lot of trust in this. And I think that if you want people to trust you, you need to show them something. And I think it was a giant miss in announcing a delay without showing anything other than cinematics. That's my thought. We're going to keep making content for the game. I'm going to try to remain as upbeat and positive as I can. We're going to do everything we can to try to give you guys the content that you want while still trying to like be able to eat. But let me know in the comments below what you think. If you think this is a good thing, definitely let me know that you think it's a good thing and tell me why you think it's a good thing. If you think this delay is going to be bad for the game, let me know in the comments below. What I will say is I will absolutely be a dick, and if you are being a fucking cunt and calling people names, I will delete your comments on this video. If we're going to have a discussion about this, we're going to have a reasonable discussion because this is going to be a very hot button issue. I want people to be able to express frustrations and also express joy and excitement for the future, and we're all adults and we can have a reasonable conversation. And if you're unable to do that, you will find your ass banned from my channel because I don't need that in my life, and neither does my community. But guys, that's what I got to say on this. I'm still very excited for Season 3. I do want to see some more gameplay footage. I'm really disappointed with what happened, and I feel like we could have all had a little bit of a heads up. Instead of just being punched in the gut, it feels like the First Descendant team knew this was going to be received very poorly. And instead of preparing and letting the community know, they just were ready with a reaction. But guys, that's what I'm thinking. And let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. And as always, have a great day.